Hello, everyone. One of my favorite quotes of all times was said by Roosevelt. And it goes, "The man that knows it all cannot learn anything." The man that knows it all cannot learn anything. And I love this quote so much because it just brings me that feeling tone of humility. I taught for a long time at Rhythmia, and I remember that people will come to class that were leaders, speakers, and especially one person I remember. He's a very influential man in the marketing world, and I didn't know this, but this man will sit in class every time and have his notebook and take so many notes. Now, this is a guy probably 30 years older than me, and he's gone to every seminar, to every retreat. He was, very, he knew a lot about everything probably that I was talking about. And I was so impressed how he would sit and take notes. And then I talked to him by the last day he was at Rhythmia. And I said, wow, like I know now who you are, and thank you so much for coming to class. And he said, I love the class, and I have this rule in my life. I always want to show up with the beginner's mindset. I always want to show up with the beginner's mindset. And that just blew my mind, because here you have someone that could think that they know it all, and yet they would still sit in a class and listen to a teaching like if it was the first time they listened to it. So today I'm talking to you about having a beginner's mindset, and I started this Facebook Live saying, the man that knows it all cannot learn anything. And the reason why I'm bringing you this is because I want to talk to all of you that are going through uncertain times in your life. Perhaps there's an area of your life that you have no idea how it's going to unfold, what's going to happen. Perhaps it's a situation of the world that right now is making you feel, oh my God, so anxious and so overwhelmed because you don't know what's going to happen. Let me tell you something. I learned this from Reverend Michael Beckwith. He says, when you stand in your life and you throw your hands up in the air and you say, I don't know, you are in that space of, I have no idea. You are in a space of power. Why? Because again, I'm going to say that one quote, the man that knows it all cannot learn anything. So guess what happens when you don't know? When you don't know and you go in that space of the unknown with the beginner's mindset, and you throw your hands up in the air, but not as a giving up, but it's as a beautiful surrender, and you say, just show me what you got. There's so many miracles that show up through that. So hello everyone, my name is Paola, and today I'm covering for my dear friend John Jacob. And I wanted to bring to you this knowing, this knowledge, this wise knowledge. And the reason why I'm bringing this is because I love to teach when I'm learning myself. And so in our lives sometimes, or most of the time, we're navigating the unknown, especially if you're a very courageous person, especially if you like to take risk, or perhaps you haven't liked to take risks in your life and life is pushing you. Usually life pushes us, for lack of a better word or verb, when it's asking us to grow. And so it would push us, or it would ask us to grow in the form of a crisis. It could be a divorce. It could be that you lose your job. It could be that you've been sick for a while, you've been in pain in your body temple, and you have no idea what's going on. You've tried it all. You've gone through all the doctors. You've gone to all the books. You've done your duty, but you still don't know. You know that you don't want to go into that victim story. You know that you want to take charge of, take control of your life. You do your part, you do your duty, and still you don't know. So today, I am inviting you, if you've ever been there, or if you're there in your life, to adopt a beginner's mindset. And I know you've heard about this before, but let me tell you something. You've never heard this from this moment in time in your own unfoldment. You're in a very specific moment of your own unfoldment. And so even though you might hear a teaching one more time or something you already know, it's always a good time to remember again. So I've been with this feeling lately of, oh, I wonder what's emerging. And I just keep saying to myself, I don't know. I don't know. And as I was preparing for this Facebook Live of Walking the Path, I was reminded of this. Let's rejoice in that space of not knowing. Now I know in the world right now, there's so much uncertain. We don't know what's going to happen with the pandemic. We don't know, what's going to happen with all of this movement and, the powers that be, that everything is just so up in the air, so unknown. The times have shifted. The earth has shifted its consciousness. What's next? What's coming? What's going to happen with humanity? What's going to happen with my life? What's going to happen with my career, with my body, with my marriage? What is going to happen? And some of you might have clarity of that. But if you're a person that tends to worry a lot, that tends to try to control a lot, and you still don't know, this is not a mistake that you're tuning in today, that you've decided to watch this Facebook Live. Remember, the man that knows it all cannot learn anything. So it is my invitation that we adopt the beginner's mindset. And the beginner's mindset requires that curiosity that children have. I love hanging out with my beautiful niece and nephew. And they're so curious. They live in the city. I live by the coast. And they come here, they go to the ocean. And every time they come, they learn a new trick on how to go under the waves and how to deal with the ocean. I remember when they were very little, they were very frightened of the ocean. But then slowly they're starting to get a little bit more comfortable. The amount of curiosity that those children have is so humbling for me, because it's through that curiosity that they tap into knowings, into teachings that goes beyond just a teacher telling them what to do, or me as their auntie telling them what to do. They just keep discovering, they just keep asking questions. So this is my first invitation for you into how to adopt the beginner's mindset. Just spark your curiosity. I made a little paper for you. I don't know if you see it backwards, but curiosity. Then Jesus said, come to me as a child, the kingdom of heaven. If you want to enter the kingdom of heaven, come as a child. And one of the most beautiful things that children have is that curiosity. Oh, just see that situation. And I know it's easier said than done, because when you're hurting, when you're uncomfortable, when you're stretching, oh, how can I be curious? I can only be worried. The other day I did a Facebook Live on my own channel that was titled, Worry is Not a Spiritual Practice. And this was said again by Reverend Michael Beckwith. And we worry, and so we cancel that capacity to be curious, that beautiful quality that opens doors, that opens the possibilities. So questions that we can ask ourselves to spark that curiosity is, how can this work for me? If I didn't have all of these limitations, if I knew that I was powerful, how could this work for me? What else can I do? Who can I ask? What can I learn? How can I grow? That's a beautiful one. How can I grow? I know that, when life's stretching us because we don't know. That question, how can I grow? And through that question of asking myself, how can I grow? The answer at some point we'll just go back to that beginner's mindset. Be in the seat of the student and learn. Learn as if you never knew anything. Empty yourself so that you can learn a little deeper. So that's my first invitation to adopt that beginner's mindset. Let's take a deep breath. Let it go. Hello, everyone. Hi, Jessica from Maryland. Hi, Dan. Um, we're doing makers. Thank you, Brandon. Hello, Darren. It's good to see you. Hello, Autumn. All right. Beautiful. So the other thing I want to invite you to, if you're in a space of I don't know, if you're in a space of uncertainty, is to be gentle with yourself. Be very gentle and tender with yourself. The other day, I was sitting in my beautiful friend's Kim Terranova class, and she just kept saying those words, be very gentle and tender with yourself. And it's so interesting because when you are sitting as a student, it's very different than to be a teacher, obviously. And even though I've said those words, be gentle with yourself, receiving those words, being in the student sit and just hearing my beautiful friend that I admire so much say, be very gentle and tender with yourself, it just landed so deeply in me. So I know that if you're listening to this, and this is resonating with you, be very gentle and tender with yourself. Oh God, I know that we're so good to be being so judgmental, so critical of our unfoldment, of how we're doing things. It's never enough. You guys, is never enough. I heard Marianne Williamson saying once, if you don't feel enough, nothing will ever be enough. So how do we feel enough? We'll just start with tenderness, with gentleness. Like a loving mother or a loving father would treat a child. Or like how you would treat a innocent child that you're, responsible for. Very tender, very gentle. Parents watching. You want a little secret? Just I'm putting another teaching here, but just because it just came through me. Parents watching. If you want to be the greatest parent, learn how to parent yourself. And how do you parent yourself? Learn how to be very gentle with yourself. I'm going to do a little zoom in here. Very gentle with yourself. And then the last thing, to have a beginner's mindset, expect miracles. Arrhythmia, that's the main thing. Expect miracles. Now, when we talk about expectations, I'm not talking about the expectations of I want the world, or I want the government, or I want my husband, or I want my friends to give me what I need, because when they don't, then we get disappointed. We've talked about it if you watch other videos that I have. I'm not talking about expecting from this third dimension to give us something. When it comes, beautiful, you receive it, you enjoy it, you celebrate it. But I'm talking about expecting miracles from source itself, from magic. Someone said we want magical solutions to our problems, but we refuse to believe in magic. So I'm inviting you, if you adopt that beginner's mindset and you adopt that curiosity as a child and you're gentle with yourself, walk in the world as if something magical is about to happen. Expect miracles. Out of nothing, everything was created. If you think about the Big Bang, I know it's a theory, but if you think about the Big Bang, out of nothing, there was creation. The I am present says, I am, therefore, who can I be? And then in that moment, everything was created. It's no different in your life. Out of nothing, out of nowhere, things can happen in an instant. And things are happening. Miracles are happening all the time. But why is it that we can't see them? I know in my life, when I think I need to figure it all out with my own intellectual knowing, when I'm the know-it-all, I don't see the miracle. I don't see that out of nothing things are happening all the time for me. When I'm very hard on myself, very judgmental on myself, I can't see any miracles. I can't see any magic. But when I am walking this world with a beginner's mindset, with my cup empty, where I have that humility to sit and listen and learn, be humbled by life and say, I don't know. I thought I knew, but I don't know. I don't know anymore. And that's okay. I don't know. Imagine if the world said that right now, all of us. We don't know what's going to happen after this pandemic. We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, even tomorrow. but I am willing to be gentle with myself in this path and to expect that something magical is happening to open the eyes. So let's adopt that beginner's mindset. And I invite you to ask yourself, what could be a practice that I can adopt starting today to be more of a student, to be more curious, to be gentler. I know that for me, it's spending time in nature. I have a beautiful backyard, so I can just sit and observe and tell Mother Nature, just show me. Just show me. Now, I like that. I don't know what you like. What could be a practice that will allow you to adopt that beginner's mindset? That's my question for you today. Walking the Path is the name of this Facebook Live. It's all about practice. It's all about showing up every day. And again, my friend Kim Terranova the other day says something so beautiful. Practice, practice, practice until your life becomes your practice. Until your life becomes your practice. Where practice is everywhere. That practice that opens your heart. That practice that takes you into that place of gentleness over and over and over again. I hope you guys are resonating with this. I just need to take a deep breath because I'm feeling this. You guys, I'm talking to myself too. Let's take a deep breath in. And let go. Beautiful. Hi, Sarah. This was for me. She says, be gentle with yourself. Bonsoir, Diane. Living the dream, says Dan Harris. Beautiful. Hi, Pita. Beautiful. Awesome. Hello, Suzanne from California. Amy Jo. Hello, hello. All right, guys. So I'm going to offer this prayer for you. If you're watching right now, if you're watching later, I'm going to do, and if the word prayer sounds a little religious, I like to use the word spiritual mind, spiritual treatment. Let me say it again. Spiritual mind treatment. That's the name of it. So how we treat our minds to know these words with the heart and not know them intellectually. So if you have the time right now, if you can, close your eyes. If you can't close your eyes, just tune in with these words and your breath. So as I close my eyes and take a cleansing deep breath into our body temples and release. In this moment, I just come here with gratitude, how grateful I am to be speaking this word, how grateful I am to tap, to get a glimpse of what truth is with a capital T. How grateful I am for the energy that flows through our body temples, for the breath that we can breathe in this moment. Just taking this breath right now and being grateful. Because this breath is a reminder that we can begin again, right here, right now. Doesn't matter where you were before this Facebook Live, before in this morning, where you were in your consciousness, right here, right now, we can begin again. I'm so grateful how life humbles us. I'm grateful for that space of not knowing, as I know that from that space, so much can be discovered, can be learned. So keeping your breath going in and out your nostrils, we come into an awareness and a recognition that there is a power, there is a presence, there is a love that is never an absence. This love is all of the power, all of the wisdom, is the creator of all, is the allness of all. Love is all there is. And it's right here, right now, where I am, is the very tone of my voice. Right here where I'm standing, the presence is standing with me, as there's never been a separation between love and myself. And as I know this for myself, I know this for every single individual watching this video right here, right now. Right where they are, the presence is. The presence of love, the presence of power, the presence of wisdom. And so from this space of oneness, I accept more wisdom, more love, more beauty for our lives. I declare and I decree that there's no mistakes in this world, that everything is synchronicity, so that if you tune in to watch this video, there is a love that is expressing in your life. There is a presence that is expressing in your life right here, right now. Doesn't matter their circumstances, if you're calling them chaotic, if you're calling them confusion. I know that there's an order emerging, that there's an intelligence emerging right here, right now. I declare it, I see it, I feel it. I accept that childlike curiosity for each and every single one of us, for more wisdom, for more love to flow through us. Oh, and I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful to know this. And so I release it. I release it into the loving arms of the law. I release every word, as I know that there's nothing I need to hold on to. With a deep breath in, I release, and I simply say, and so it is. Amen. Aho. So be it. All right, you guys, it was so great to be with you today. Hello, Andre. Hello, Jennifer. Thank you, Dan. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you in another Facebook Live. Goodbye.